What's going on, everyone? It's TS Consultant, and let's talk about getting a firm grip on your operations budget. Whether you're a seasoned business owner or just starting, managing your operations budget effectively is crucial for maintaining efficiency, controlling costs, and ensuring profitability. We'll break it down step by step and give you actionable strategies you can use right now in your business. Here's a structured approach to managing your operations budget. Before you even think about crunching numbers, you need to define what you want to achieve with this budget. Do you want to cut costs by 15%? Increase production capacity to meet growing demand? Maybe you're laser-focused on improving the quality of your product? Clearly define these objectives upfront because they'll form the bedrock of your entire budget. Once you have those goals, you need to figure out how to actually measure them. Key performance indicators, or KPIs, are your secret weapon here. Think about things like your cost per unit, labor efficiency, or inventory turnover. These metrics will tell you how you're actually performing compared to your goals. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of your operational costs. First up, we've got your fixed costs, those pesky expenses that stay the same regardless of how much you produce. We're talking about things like rent, insurance, the salaries of your full-time employees, and those equipment leases. Next, we have your variable costs, and these guys fluctuate based on your production volume. Raw materials, utilities, production labor, logistics, the stuff that goes up or down depending on how much you're producing. And lastly, we have your discretionary costs. These are things like employee training, travel, marketing, and research and development. While important, these costs can be adjusted to align with your budget goals. Alright, time to put on our forecasting hats. To create a realistic budget, you have to predict your future revenue and expenses. Historical data is your best friend here. Look back at your past performance and analyze trends, seasonality, and any external factors that might have impacted your numbers. But don't just rely on the past. Market trends are constantly evolving, so factor in things like changes in customer demand, competitor actions, and the overall economic climate. And here's a pro tip: implement a zero-based budgeting approach periodically. This means starting from scratch, questioning every single expense, and only including those that are absolutely essential. It's a fantastic way to eliminate unnecessary spending and make sure your budget is as lean as possible. Let's talk about cost optimization. First up, we've got lean manufacturing and process optimization. This is all about identifying and eliminating waste in your operations. Methodologies like Six Sigma and Kaizen can be game changers here. Trust me, there's always room for improvement, even if you think your operation is already super efficient. Next, let's talk about your suppliers. Regularly review your contracts and don't be afraid to negotiate better terms. Remember, everything is negotiable, especially when you're buying in bulk or have a long-standing relationship. And while you're at it, think about how you can make your operations more energy and resource efficient. Investing in automation, renewable energy sources, and energy-efficient machinery can significantly reduce your costs in the long run. And finally, let's not forget about labor productivity. Optimize your workforce scheduling, cross-train your employees so they can handle multiple tasks, and consider implementing performance incentives to boost motivation and efficiency. Chapter 5. Implement budget monitoring systems. You've got your budget in place, but you can't just set it and forget it. You need systems to track your spending and make sure you're staying on track. Luckily, there are tons of great ERP and accounting software options out there like SAP, Oracle, or QuickBooks. These tools can give you a real-time view of your financials and make it easy to track your budget against your actual spending. But technology is only part of the equation. You also need to establish a regular budget review process. Whether it's monthly or quarterly, get your team together to go over the numbers, analyze variances, and make adjustments as needed. And to maintain control, set clear spending limits and approval hierarchies. This will prevent overspending and ensure that everyone is accountable for sticking to the budget. Chapter 6. Prepare for contingencies. Listen, unexpected events are a part of doing business. A piece of equipment could break down, a global pandemic could hit, we've all been there, or the economy could take a downturn. You need to be prepared for anything. That's where your contingency fund comes in. Set aside a portion of your budget for these unforeseen expenses, so you're not caught off guard when something unexpected happens. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have alternative supplier and logistics strategies in place to mitigate risks. If one supplier experiences disruptions, you need to be able to pivot quickly and keep your operations running smoothly. Chapter 7. Review and adjust regularly. Remember, your budget isn't set in stone, it's a living document that should evolve with your business. Regularly compare your actual spending to your budgeted costs and analyze any variances. If you're consistently overspending in one area, it's time to figure out why and make adjustments. Maybe you need to renegotiate a contract, find a more cost-effective supplier, or adjust your pricing strategy. And don't forget to factor in changes in your business conditions and performance metrics. If you've implemented cost-saving measures that have been successful, you can reinvest those savings into growth initiatives. The key is to be flexible, proactive, and always looking for ways to optimize your budget. Outrow Mastering Your Budget. So there you have it. A comprehensive guide to mastering your operations budget. Remember, by following these steps, you'll be well on your way to running a leaner, more profitable, and more resilient business. Now I know that creating a budget can seem daunting, especially if you're not a numbers person. That's why I'm here to help. Would you like me to help create a budgeting template tailored for manufacturing operations? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll put something together that you can use to streamline your budgeting process.